Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast, focused on providing valuable information for anyone looking to undertake a new build or extension project. We'll share our tips, tricks and stories from a building designer's perspective.
Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast. I'm your host, Amelia, and once again, we're joined by Frank Gesket.
Hey, Amelia.
Oh, look, happy Friday.
Happy Friday and still on holidays in a way.
Yeah,
it's hard to get back into it after holidays. Yeah, I'll look like it with a bit of fluff on my face.
You look like you've spent a week at the beach.
If I grew this much hair in a week, it's a bit of a worry.
It probably would be a bit of a worry.
Yes, I do look like a bit of a beach bum at the moment.
And that sort of leads into the topic that we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about shacks,
a holiday home,
beach houses, all that stuff.
Yes, the tranquility of it all.
Yes, but there's a few things you've got to consider with having a beach house or a shack too.
Everyone wants a holiday home.
They do.
Who doesn't?
And I mean, to be fair, with the cost of living, it sort of seems like such a far away dream these days.
Oh, without a doubt, unless I get into the costs of it all, it's still a nice dream. But you got things like Airbnb stays and all the rest of those guys. You can go rent one.
Exactly.
And I suppose it's always nice to have your own little hacienda, or if you're lucky enough, a family shack.
Yes.
You know what my favourite type of shacks are?
What are they?
Just bare bones basic.
Like fibro.
Yeah, I've been in a fibro one,
yeah.
But it's just really simple, you know? Not like some of the Taj Mahals, like these. And we've designed heaps of them, and they're utterly amazing, beautiful buildings, but you spend half your time cleaning the thing. But it's each their own of what you want and what you want to get out of it. I know some people like to go have their place in, we're in Launceston. They go down the east coast or up the northwest coast, and they spend 6 months of the year there.
A lot of people are retiring there as well. It's maybe less about the holiday home and more about actually living there.
Yeah, and how lucky are we in Tasmania? And sorry, I'm going to say this to you poor mainlanders, but we're so fortunate here because you can go from Launceston down to the east coast, in most places of the east coast, in an hour and a half. You can go to Greens Beach in about 45 minutes, Lowhead in about 45 minutes, Bridport 50 to 60 minutes.
Yep.
Weymouth, all those places. Lulworth.
Yep.
Anson's Bay, Mount William National Park.
Yes.
That's probably another half an hour on top, so hour and a half. But then you go up the northwest coast.
Yes.
Or you just want to go to the Central Highlands. And there's plenty of guys that do that just for the fishing.
Yeah, that's true.
Different part of the world.
That's true.
And we're very blessed here in Tasmania to have that. And that's why I've seen a lot of the mainlanders, the people up in the bigger states, they buy places down here, Bennelong Bay and all that, Stiglitz, because it's easier to have a place down here and cheaper.
Exactly right.
So we're very fortunate. Good fishing, good places to eat out. Oh, and how many wineries and distilleries have we got?
Oh, so many.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, very true. Devil's Corner, Springvale.
Yeah, and I know I do, but when I go on holidays, I start looking at the real estate, start looking around and looking at properties.
Start dreaming.
But what are the pitfalls?
Well, you've got to be able to maintain it for starters.
Yeah, and I know that with some friends, I know some other people where it's just become a bit of a burden because the rest of the family aren't using it as much. Only they're using it, and the kids aren't using it. They haven't got grandkids yet. Mm-hmm. I know someone else, they've got heaps of grandkids, and they're always at the shack together.
Oh, yeah. But what about the other end of the scale? What about if you're looking to buy a block of land and build?
Which sounds great.
By the beach or,
just
down
off
the
beach or
Central
in
Highlands.
The area, or even just in the area. You may not have beach views. You might be within 5-10 minutes walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
But there's a few considerations with that as well. Like we've talked about a few of them before, your wastewater systems.
Oh, and a lot of them are like that. They've got their own wastewaters and sometimes the blocks are really small. But I love seeing, the holiday homes and there's tents everywhere and bring caravan and like you might have a 3-bedroom house. You've got 20 people on site for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And they're having a wow of a time.
Yeah, and you've got the sheds.
Yeah.
Or houses or...
Well, it's just a shed.
Kind
Some
of.
sort of shed with a
toilet.
Yeah, got a bathroom in there, and then they've got a caravan. They bring their caravan, they can park their boat in there, and they're having a wow of a time. Unfortunately, in Tasmania, the rules are changing, and the councils and the planning commission are making that a lot harder.
It's a shame, really, to be honest.
Because I think it's a cool way of doing it, where you pop a shed up, have a, you park your boat, you've got security, bring your caravan, park it there until you can afford to go build something.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
But not everyone wants to build something. They're quite happy with their caravans, and to be fair, why not? Just some nice caravans.
Yeah, that's very true. All the modern luxuries in there these days.
Yep. But the challenges of owning one. So it's another house.
Yes.
The cost of maintaining it, as you were saying, keeping good repair, just general maintenance, keep lawn mowed and upkeep and painting and all that can become a bit of a burden at times.
It can.
I think there's a lot of things you've got to consider. One of the funniest things I find, though, is when I just mentioned before, you've got 20 people in this little house and they've got their tents and caravans and there's only one toilet in the joint. Other than the obvious problem, 20 people with one toilet,
Yeah.
you get a thing called a shock to your septic system or wastewater, and it doesn't like it. And it just doesn't handle the effluent very well.
Yeah, don't have that curry night you're talking about.
Yeah, but look, at the end, though, beside that, it becomes a lifestyle choice. And as a building designer, when we do designs for new ones, we do extensions, we do renos, we do planning of sheds in a future house, there's a lot of considerations, because also when you're building near the coast, generally, we'll talk about ones near the coast because it's where everyone likes to go, you've got to deal with corrosion.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And a lot of people don't consider that. The maintenance, as I said, you've got to try and do, keep maintenance, but the problem is it's a harsher environment.
Oh, it definitely is.
But there's also something relaxing about having your own place, big decks, sunrooms and all that, because usually they're not designed the same way as a normal house either.
Aren't they?
No, because you want to have bigger outdoor spaces.
Oh, that's true. Like a big deck or something like that.
Big deck, and you want to put the blind, because it's Tasmania, you want to put have the blinds that come down, have heaters in there. Everyone loves to have a fireplace, but come summer, we've got fire bans.
We do, yes.
In Tasmania and every other part of Australia, we've got to be very conscious of the potential of bushfires, as the fire's going through California at the moment, which is pretty devastating and horrible. Bad. So we certainly sympathise with everyone over there at the moment. We certainly understand your pain.
Yes.
But then it just comes down to the maintenance in Tasmania too, and the rest of Australia. We've got to design to bushfire attack levels. So that is also part of your maintenance of your property.
It is, yes.
So you've got to keep all your garden, trees, everything well trimmed, well maintained, no fuel around if there is a bushfire.
And do you have to have a certain amount of around a dwelling cleared?
Well, that comes down to your bushfire attack level and your bushfire management plan. Your house comes with a management plan and the report, and it tells you, well, maintain, don't keep crap in the gutters, make sure the grass is kept really short, bushes neat and tidy, don't keep huge piles of wood next to your house.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just constant clearing. People don't think grass is a problem, but grass fires are one of the worst problems.
Oh, they would be.
So you've got to keep it tight and trim, but you can't control what happens to what your neighbours do.
Yes.
So there again, and you may not be there to protect your house when there is a fire, because they won't let you in.
That's very true too. Yeah.
So lots of things to consider there. How often are you going to use this house for yourself? Are you going to balance it with maybe Airbnb or renting it out and to offset the cost?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Because I looked at one, I'll be honest, I looked at one at Greensby, showing some friends of mine, and tell you what, it had the worst street frontage I've ever seen on any house.
I think you told me about this one.
It had the laundry door with a toilet window next to it facing the street with a big-ass concrete water tank, and it just had the worst street frontage I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But the living room and the deck facing out on the opposite side of the house was very, very nice.
It just looks rubbish from the street.
Yep. Looked absolute. Yeah, but you could certainly design something around that. So you've got to consider how's it being built. Is there lots of painting involved? If you're on stainless steel or metal gutters and fascia, they're going to corrode over time too. Within a kilometre of a beach, you're in a corrosive environment.
Definitely. Yeah.
I went to a job down at Lewisham, down Hobart Way. Stunning place. Absolutely beautiful. But I had to do an assessment on something else on this site, but we walked around the house looking, but you can tell they've had to spend, there's a lot of maintenance. Even the timber needs so much more maintenance. But you can't put a price on the memories of holidays and fun, even having friends. I know I'm going on holidays next week, and we're going with another couple, and we've just rented a house through Stays.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we're going to have a ton of fun. Good memories.
Oh, I reckon.
Yeah, games, meals, and do our other activities. And that's something you can't put a price on.
That's very true. And I guess they're the things you have to weigh up if this is a path that you want to go down, you know.
And also, this is where talk to us really early if you need assistance with this, because when people want us to design a new house or an extension, they've got certain ideas, that's fine, but they haven't considered all the overlays and the corrosive environment component.
Yeah, I imagine that would even, and I never thought of it for an extension, but I mean, that would probably be a big one. As your family grows, you probably want to extend the shack as well.
Of course. Yeah. When grandkids turn up.
Exactly.
Woohoo. Okay, I'm getting to that age. Get excited by that. But also you've got to consider where it is from do you go somewhere that's 2 hours away? I'm talking about Tasmania speak here because
yes,
we're so fortunate. You go to Bridport where a lot of Launceston people go, or anything Lulworth and all that. It's barely an hour.
Oh, yeah, we're so lucky.
Oh, it's so good. Me and my family, we've always gone to Bishno down the east coast, and it's a bit over an hour and a half.
It's still really nice there, though. Good fish and chips.
Oh, amazing fish and chips.
Yeah, so good.
And the bakery.
Yeah.
Oh, and their beer. And now they've got the Warbs Bay whiskey.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, anyway, now you're getting me going.
I know. Won't be able to stop now.
No, I love going. Oh, it's so good down at Bishno. Mind you go up the east coast, you go to all the different wineries, and the amount of restaurants and just even the cellar doors are utterly amazing.
Oh, yeah. I actually really like Coles Bay as well.
Yep, Coles Bay,
it's really
Devil's
nice.
Corner.
Bay of Fires.
Bay of Fires, that's it. And I could prattle off a heap more just past Swansea, south of Swansea. There's a heap of vineyards down there.
Yes.
Yes.
We're very spoilt down
I need
here.
to go for another road trip. Yeah.
I think we've got a photo shoot coming up in Bishno.
Have we?
Yeah. Do you want to tag along?
Okay.
It's your shout for fish and chips.
Okay. I did that last time. I had to go down there for an insurance job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a shame.
Stayed overnight, had a couple of beers at the local, and yeah, it was great. So, just getting back on topic.
Yeah, we always go off track talking about food and wine.
Yeah. I think with shacks, I still believe there's a place for people. I just want a shed. I want to park my caravan. There's been a change in the thinking with the councils and the planning commission where they make that a lot harder in Tasmania, where you need to submit the plans for your house before you do your shed.
Okay.
So it's like a stage, and you've got a certain time frame. And I think it's a bit rough, to tell you the truth. I think it's always good to be able to do a shed because some people just want the simple things in life.
Yeah, and to be honest, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that it's less about having a basic shack and more of them are looking like a house, an actual house.
Really nice house.
Really nice house, yeah.
Hawley, Shearwater.
Oh, they've got
Squeaking
some beautiful
Point.
places.
We designed a house up there. Squeaking Point. It was massive. It was huge. It was magnificent. But that was a permanent residence, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sisters Beach.
That's nice too.
You know, all these amazing places. But a lot of people move there, and that's their primary residence.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're all wonderful places. I love the northwest coast of Tasmania, all the way Devonport, Ulverstone, Penguin, Burnie, Wynyard, Smithton.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with them. No, really nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a cable tape.
Table Cape.
Other way around.
Yeah, the Tulip Farm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
There, it's finding out what your goals are and what do you want to do. Because I think personally, if you've got grandkids coming along, that's the perfect time to have it because then you have these bigger families. You know about big family events.
Oh, do I ever?
Man.
Christmas was a small get-together of 44 people.
Exactly, just a little thing.
Just a small family get-together.
Didn't your Christmas celebrations go for 4 days or something?
No, not quite. 8.5 hours for lunch.
Oh, man. That's insane.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Bad.
Did you have to wheel everyone out?
Just about.
And the homemade wine?
Homemade wine, homemade lasagna.
Oh,
Yeah.
You sent me photos, you teased me.
No.
So, back to shacks.
That's why we always get back to food and wine.
I don't know. But I think another thing too is being because in Tasmania, so many people have boats.
Yes, you've got to store your boat too.
Store your boat, be able to clean your boat.
Yes.
On site and protect your boat too. So, and that's why you see some crazy sheds and there's some big boats.
Oh, yeah.
But it's designing that well too for not just the boat you have, but the future boat, because everyone wants a bigger boat.
And access as well, driving a trailer up your driveway to be able to fit the boat.
Reversing it in.
Or a caravan.
Exactly right.
All of that stuff.
Yep, exactly. And if you want a view.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a view.
Well, yeah. Most people that buy down either at the beach or...
Well, you don't have to be at the beach. I mean, you go to certain places, you've got a good, slope. You go to Billong Bay and it's all sloped all the way.
All the way around.
All the way around. And there's views and it's Billong Bay, Bay of Fires. Oh, my goodness.
Stunning.
Absolutely amazing. Coles Bay.
Yes.
So views are generally not a problem.
That's true.
And if you're going to, if you get in that position, my parents have got a little one-bedroom cabin, San Pichino.
Oh, do they? Oh, nice.
And the kids have always tinted.
Yeah, well, that's true. I know. So my uncle has a shack at Stiglitz and it's a double block and everyone just piles down there and there's caravans on there and there's tents and there's everything.
Everyone's having a wow of a time.
Yeah, it's great.
Because it's a big family gathering. I think that's a big thing about shacks, land, sheds, boats, caravan, all that. It's about bringing your family together and your friends, family, friends, and people that you only see once a year on your Christmas holidays.
Yes.
And sometimes you might go down at Easter and do that. I reckon that's the best part of it. It's designing your space around the family. And
around your traditions as well.
Yeah, true.
Which is, I think, important. I know growing up, we used to go down to a shack at Kelso and it was a big event. Lots of family friends, family would go down and we would cook hot cross buns. And so, it was a very basic shack, but we would all sit on the foreshore and eat fresh hot cross buns for Easter. It was great.
What a great memory.
Yeah, and we did that for years and we still do it.
Yeah, memories.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the shacks can do, and it doesn't have to be anything ridiculous.
No, you can still stick to a budget if you're looking to build something. You don't have to build something bigger than Ben-Hur.
No, exactly right. And I love the idea of modular homes for shacks.
I think that's a great idea.
Because you can go, I was looking, there's a local company, TasBuild, I had a look at their modular homes online and they sent me an email, it was good. And, for $200,000, done. Not including, all your connections, but that's for a 2-bedroom, 60 square metres.
That's not bad.
Yep. Then you can put a shed on the site.
Exactly.
You've got 2 toilets then.
That's a good idea.
But then it's simple.
Yes.
We also like being outdoors a lot too, even though Tasmania's not the kindest place to be outdoors at times. You need to have decent decks and roofs, pergolas, roof, alfresco, whatever you want to call it. So you've got that outdoor entertainment space to make it your outdoor lounge. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
But I think it comes down to what memories do you want to make? Friends and family.
And it still comes down, if you're looking to build, it's the same as when you're really doing a house. You fill out your wish list of your priorities of what your wants are.
That's it. But sometimes just starting small.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people have had good memories of their family times, and they want to go replicate that with their family. But you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like buying a block of land. Yep, start there and work your way forward.
Yep, good option. And once again, do your due diligence with that as well.
Yep, and we can help you with that.
We certainly can.
We do that all the time. Just do some basic research and do a site analysis. And also, in these, I'd highly recommend checking the planning scheme, what you can and can't do.
Or the Plan Build website that has some basic
all the
overlays.
Details. It doesn't tell you about the planning restrictions because there's a nasty planning restriction on some of them about the sheds.
Yeah, okay. So that wouldn't be under the covenants?
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
It's under the planning scheme, but it's not actually under the zoning. It's under another provision, and to be honest, it was a really nasty place to put it.
So it's difficult to find?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and
okay.
you don't know until you apply.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was when the scheme came out pretty early. It wasn't clear how they placed it, and it was a bit ordinary to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, we can certainly help with that, I'm sure some of the planning departments might help by just doing a basic submission to give you assistance. Again, if you want to start small, start small. I always recommend that anyway.
Yep, stick within your budget.
Always stick within your budget, you know. Unlikely you're ever going to lose money.
Yeah, that's true, especially if it's got a view.
If you've got the chance to get a view, that's great. And but even if you don't, it's still your space, you know.
Yeah.
You make something out of it.
And a lot of places over the years, they started off as, you know, basic. And now they're being built up and, you know, people have made their money back and then some.
Yeah, but it's not, and to be fair, it's not always about the money.
No, well, that's very true.
I personally think it's about the memories with friends and family. Like friends of mine, they bought a shack and we go down there every now and then and spend time with them. Awesome memories.
Through more than one generation often as well.
Exactly right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and if your family is that close and your friends are that close, I reckon it's the best. There's nothing better.
I agree. Maybe we should start prime design beach houses and shacks.
We already do.
Yeah, but it's all about the marketing.
Oh, right, okay, maybe. But maybe we've got to get our own first and put the prime design office on there on the beach.
Oh, look, if it means fish and chips for lunch every day, then I'm keen for that.
You're a hard one to convince, aren't you?
All right. Well, what are the take-home points for anyone looking to build or do an extension?
For your shack?
For your shack.
Well, I'm actually going the other way. I said, what memories do you want to make?
Yeah.
I actually think it's more about the potential for memories. As long as it doesn't become a burden, it should never, ever be a burden. It should be a place of joy and potential get-together with friends and family, you know, within your budget.
Yes.
And then I think it will pay in so many other ways.
Oh, definitely. And not just for yourself, but for everyone else that gets to enjoy it as well.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's my takeaway.
That's a really good takeaway. All right, we might wrap it up there, folks. Thanks for listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.
Catch us later.
You're listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.